What is up, folks? This is Anthony with VR Game Rankings. It is Sunday. It is September 30th. We are now at 11:05 a.m. And I was just, of course, on the VR Roundtable podcast. That one just wrapped up. Really good episode. We probably could have gone like another 2 hours on that VR Roundtable episode because we had plenty more stuff that we could have got into. But, you know, we don't want to go ridiculously long on that. But you know what I thought I would start today's show off with is a topic that we didn't get to on the VR Roundtable episode, but I kind of wanted to get to this topic. It's a Debbie Downer topic, but sometimes we need to confront some of these things, right? And one of the things I was thinking about is Oculus Connect 5. We did have Oculus Connect 5, and so many good things came out of that. But one of the downers was, where were the Rift game announcements? Like, we really didn't get Oculus Rift game announcements. we got Lone Echo 2, but we knew we were getting something Lone Echo. And then we got the news that Defector is a 2019 game. And we saw more Stormland, but we've already known about Stormland. Was anybody else kind of surprised that we didn't get like maybe 2 more big games that we never heard of? I was kind of surprised by that. I thought that was a little bit of a you know, just wasn't that great. I mean, we didn't get to find out about the Respawn game. I thought maybe there would be a really short teaser for the Respawn game, maybe find out what the name of the Respawn game would be. Probably no gameplay, no actual gameplay, but some kind of like really bare bones teaser I think would have been good. And then just a couple of other game announcements that we really didn't get at OC5. I thought that was a little bit disappointing, but oh well, you know, not the biggest deal there. Lethal Weasel VR is saying, what is this on the screen? This is something that was done in Quill. Let me pump up the volume for this. Like, look at this cool ass environment. And this is exactly what I was thinking about when John Carmack was talking about using the Oculus Quest and checking out something in Quill, and that he was walking all around. He got down and was crawling under something. This is what I want to see in my Quest headset inside a high school gymnasium, where I can walk all around and check this thing out. How freaking badass would that be? With the rain coming down, some really good positional 3D audio. How freaking sweet is this? It looks like an old Sega CD game or something, but like this was the cinema, and now it's 3D, and you can walk around it and you can experience it. And Bullet Ape is saying, can you check this out in Quill? And where's MameFan when you need him? MameFan, are you out there? Because I believe it is actually possible to get this in Quill and check it out. I haven't done it. I've been lazy and I haven't actually done it, but I do believe there is some way you can actually get this up and running in Quill and walk around it. And how cool would that be? That's something I would love to experience, especially wireless. Being able to walk all around and do that would be freaking awesome. We were just raving about Vox Machina on the VR Roundtable episode, and I continue to play that game. Hey, you know what? Yesterday, somebody asked the question, Vox Machina or Karnage Chronicles? And guess what? I went into Karnage Chronicles last night. I gotta find a Karnage Chronicles trailer. Hold on a second here. I went into Karnage Chronicles yesterday. I updated the game. It did all of its update and everything. Hadn't played, maybe have not played Karnage Chronicles in nearly a year. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to get into the multiplayer. I wanted to just go into some random co-op game and be in Karnage Chronicles with some other dude and kind of explore these caves, the colorful caves, the water, the puddles that are on the ground, have my swords, have my bow and arrow, and explore this wonderful, awesome world that Nordic Trolls delivered to us. Karnage Chronicles, And so I went in there and I was not able to get into the co-op right away. It said that I had to go into like some tutorial thing and that you have to get to a certain point and then it will unlock the co-op. Well, I never got into the co-op, but I did start a single player game. And I just decided for whatever reason to start a single player game from scratch. And let me tell you, Nordic Trolls, oh my God, these fools have been banging away at Karnage Chronicles and polishing it up. And much love to Nordic Trolls. So many times we have a game that is released into early access. And the idea is that, okay, we're going to just put this game out in early access and we're going to be adding so much more stuff to this game. We're going to be polishing this game. We're going to be working on this game continuously over and over and over again, and we're going to continue to add to the game. And that's the promise. But so many times the promise is never fulfilled. So many times the early access game that you get is pretty much the game that you're pretty much stuck with. But Karnage Chronicles? Hell no. These guys have been banging away. These guys have been working on this game. And I'm telling you, if you guys bought Karnage Chronicles a long time ago, like maybe a year ago, and you played Karnage Chronicles a year ago, this is a different game. Go ahead, fire it up today. It is Sunday Fun Day. If you own Karnage Chronicles, here is your assignment of the day. Fire it up and start a new game. It feels like you're in a new game. So many things have changed with Karnage Chronicles. I feel like I'm in a brand new game. The other thing that I'll say about it too is that when some of these enemies get close to me, like there's a part when you do Karnage Chronicles, there is a wolf that comes running at you. It scared the shit out of me last night. It was like I was in Transference. It was like a horror game for a second because I turned around and I was like, whoa, shit, this giant wolf came right at me. I had my bow and arrow and I was shooting my bow and arrow at this giant wolf and trying to kill it, you know, and the ultraviolet blue blood was splashing out of it. They've improved this game. They've tightened it up. They've improved it. I feel like the enemies, like when these guys come at you, when they die, they fall on the ground and their body is occupying legit space. Their body is occupying legit space and their bodies stay there. They don't disappear. At least they stay there for a while. One thing I did want to mention, I'm going to go to the web browser with small video window. And yeah, this is VR Game Rankings right here. We desperately need to dramatically update this website. But you know what? I wrote a little article about the Oculus Quest. Is the Oculus Quest the breakthrough standalone HMD the industry desperately needs? And I did a little story on the Oculus Quest. It's not a great story by any measure, but I had fun writing this little article. I had fun doing it. And so if you get an opportunity, maybe bounce over to VR Game Rankings at some point and check out this article. I talk about, you know, kind of my thoughts on how the Oculus Quest comes in to the equation, the situation with the Oculus Quest. So maybe go ahead and check that out if you get an opportunity. What do you guys think about this topic? We touched it for a very brief second on the VR Roundtable episode today, and that is the Oculus Quest and PlayStation VR. Because if I'm Sony and I just watched Oculus Connect 5 and I saw all the videos, and here's a video right now of the Oculus Quest. And let me go ahead and switch up to a slightly different Oculus Quest video because I've been running that same video for a minute there. Let's see, do we have another Oculus Quest video I can go to really quick? And I know I've got a million of them, so let me find one of the other ones. Okay, here's like the main Oculus Quest commercial right here. But dude, if you're Sony and you see all this Oculus Quest stuff, you ought to be pretty goddamn nervous. Like if I'm Sony, if I'm Shuhei Yoshida, if I'm the people that are inside at Sony that really want PlayStation VR to be a major, major deal, and you see what Oculus is coming out with, the Oculus Quest, next spring, $399. Dude, $399, that is video game console. That's a video game console right there. That's like, you know, a new video game console, $399. That's kind of right in the ballpark there. And the Quest is an all-in-one unit, and I think it's treading on Sony's ground. This is a console designed for the living room. This is the product that Sony probably should have. So Sony, if I'm Sony, I am highly concerned because, I mean, they're going to have their PlayStation VR 2, which is probably going to be designed perfectly for PlayStation 5. But is Oculus saying, Sony, bro, we are going to take your lunch. We are going to take your lunch, because the Oculus Quest is kind of perfectly positioned in exactly that kind of category. So this is going to be kind of crazy. And then let's see, Terry Blanchard says there will be some VR heavyweights out next year at competitive prices to Quest. So you're thinking there's going to be some other products we don't know about yet that could give Quest a run for the money? I don't know. I really feel like they are treading on potentially Sony's territory, Nintendo's territory, and Xbox territory. The Oculus Quest is like a new video game console. This is a factor. You know, this is just like what John Carmack said. They're kind of going after the Nintendo Switch. That's kind of a market that the Quest is going to. It's going to be an interesting battle over there. I think this is going to be really curious. What is Sony going to do? Are they just going to do PSVR 2, which is an accessory to the PlayStation 5? Or, wait a minute, folks, maybe Sony takes a look at this and they say, you know what, this is a serious, legitimate problem here. Maybe PSVR 2 needs to walk away from being an accessory. Maybe PlayStation VR 2 needs to go exactly at where this Quest is going, except maybe they can one-up them and go with that Snapdragon 845. Maybe they could one-up the Quest and go with the Snapdragon. But can Sony put it all together? Can they give you inside-out tracking? Can they give you wireless? Is Sony in a position to be able to go head-to-head with the Quest? It's not going to be easy for Sony. If Sony wants to get into this type of product, they've got their work cut out for them, and Nintendo hasn't even started down this road whatsoever. And Xbox, remember, Phil Spencer of Xbox was talking about, we think the living room needs a wireless product. And I think Xbox, in certain ways, they have to look at the Oculus Quest and be like, God damn, these guys put together a really good product that might make our lives a bit miserable in the future if we really start to head over to VR. VR Mania Q says, I'm late for driving my Ferrari in Project Cars 2. And I've always wanted a Ferrari 458 Spider. Like if I hit the lottery, you know when someone hits the lottery, and they have an interview with the guy that hits the lottery, and they say, what are you going to do with all your money? And the guy is like, I don't know. I'll pay off all my bills. You know, I'll help out my family members. You know, that's what everybody always says, right? If somebody interviews me after winning the lottery, I'll say, look, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive down to the Bay Area. There's a Ferrari dealership in the Bay Area, and I want a 458 Spider, baby. That is exactly what I want. So I know exactly what I would buy if I hit the lottery. Everybody always says, oh yeah, I'll pay off all my bills. Conrad Lawrence says, first buy a 1080 Ti, then a Ferrari. Yeah, I'll just buy whatever Alienware's like super highest end rig is. I mean, how awesome would that? That would be super awesome. Prince Alexander says, so is Oculus going inside out tracking? Windows is inside out. I wonder if HTC will eventually switch over to that. The Lighthouse concept is pretty freaking good. It's a pretty good concept. The only thing that I think needs to be improved in regards to the Lighthouse concept is how cool would it be if your lighthouses, if on the back of your lighthouses it had a little module that you could pop out, and basically this little module, you charge it up for a couple of hours and the charge lasts for like 2 weeks, and then you snap it into your lighthouse so there would be no wires whatsoever. So all you got to do is place your lighthouse in one corner, aim downwards, place the other lighthouse in another corner aimed downwards. No wires whatsoever. You have a little module that pops out of it that you have to charge up every once in a while, but it lasts maybe 2 or 3 weeks on a charge. That would be super cool. So I think HTC maybe should stay with the Lighthouse concept, but everybody else has to start going inside out. And Rift 2, should Rift 2 really have all these USB wires? You guys probably can't see it, but I've got one sensor that is right here. I've got wires running all over my ceiling that it's spaghetti. It's a spider web, a spaghetti web. Luckily, it's all black, and I painted my ceiling black because this is like my man cave, and I can get away with that. But most of you guys cannot get away with painting your ceiling black, you know, so that would be kind of cool. Yeah, USB has got to go. Sorry, Oculus. You either need to, A, go to inside-out tracking and hope it's robust as it needs to be, or B, you need to copy the Lighthouse design and just admit the fact that Valve came up with a better idea. Just swallow your pride. Can't Valve license that technology to Oculus? The only thing preventing Valve from licensing Lighthouse technology to Oculus is Oculus's pride. Let's really be honest about that. Seriously, where is Haney555 when you need him? You know, the #1 Oculus fanboy on the Oculus Rift subreddit. And I would like to ask Haney555 this question. Dude, why not? Why not license the Lighthouse technology? It's the best technology out there. Just come up with an idea where you can have a battery pack for it, and then that is the way you do it. So that's kind of my theory on that. So folks, gotta say that I am absolutely starved. I'm super hungry. I gotta go get myself some food. So I'm gonna go ahead and bounce out of here. This has been the end of the Sunday Fun Day episode. Red Zone for the win. Yeah, Greg's VR, you're not lying. If you have the Red Zone channel, super beautiful. All you need is that Red Zone channel on there and you pretty much get everything. But anyway, guys, that is going to go ahead and do it for our show. Be sure to bounce over to the website. You can read my article about the Oculus Quest. Do you agree with my article, or do you think it's a bunch of garbage? Not a professional writer, but, you know, trying to do something over there. And then, of course, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and like that video. No anger on this one. No anger at all. I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to be calm. Just like the video. You know, just tippy tap it. Just very nice. A nice light tippy tap of the like button. That's all you need to do. And basically, I'm going to bounce out of here. But I am going to play Transference. Hell yes. I am going to play Transference, and I'm also going to play some Karnage Chronicles. Really need to get into Primordial and probably also back into Vox Machina. So I've got crazy gameplay ahead of me today if I get the time. My wife is like, no, you're not doing all of that. But anyway, guys, I will see you next time. See you on Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific time on Monday. This is, of course, a very long outro, isn't it? This outro has dragged and dragged and dragged. So those of you that left the outro early, here is some top secret news, breaking news. Oh my God, no, just kidding. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time. Take it easy. Later.